Well, a pleasure now to be joined here on GCR by a man who has had quite a roller coaster ride these last couple of months. But it ends up with him being a Baltimore Raven as he was selected in the 7th round on Saturday after the Ravens traded back in to target him. He is USC offensive lineman, or former USC offensive lineman, now more importantly, Baltimore Raven, Andrew Vorhees, and he's with us here on GCR. Andrew, it's Glenn in Baltimore. It's so great to catch up with you, man. Thank you for taking the time, and congratulations on being a Raven.
Yeah, thank you for having me on this morning, and no, just looking forward to getting out there and being a Raven, like you said, right? Just going from coast to coast, so going to be more excited for the opportunity to come, and just looking forward to it.
Andrew, you probably more than anyone else in this draft, right? Given what you've been through, for those that I guess have been living under a rock for the last couple of days, of course, Andrew, you tore your ACL at the combine. You valiantly went out there and you did the reps on the bench and kicked ass. But I can only imagine the disappointment that you experienced knowing where you were trending towards being in this draft. What was the phone call like, given everything that you've been through? Was there maybe a bit more appreciation, oddly? Like I'm starting to wonder if maybe you might have been more excited than you could have ever possibly imagined about being a 7th round draft pick.
Yeah, no, it is crazy, right? Given the hand I was dealt. When I got the call, it was just so indescribable. It's hard to even say what the emotions were like going through my mind. Um, but I saw the Maryland area code on the caller ID, and I instantly knew who it was. So was so thrilled when I got that call. Just something I'll never forget, and forever will be thankful for getting that call. And but yeah, I mean, it has been a roller coaster of emotions given the the circumstances I've been dealing with right over the last 2 months, getting hurt at the combine and then having to navigate through all that and stuff. But nonetheless, I'm grateful for where I'm at now, and just looking forward to the opportunity to be a Baltimore Raven.
Was it ever difficult for you in this process to not feel sorry for yourself, to like have to shake yourself and say, dude, you can't think about, what could be or what could have been. You've got to just focus. Did you ever struggle with that over the course of these last few months?
Yeah, definitely. I think at first when I got the news right that I tore my ACL at the combine, um, it was just so bummed. Like just honestly equally as hard to describe as getting drafted.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I felt bad for myself, right? Like you were saying, for a little bit. It really though didn't take me too long to get over it because, from my perspective, life is all about how you respond to the events that occur in your life, right? So, tearing my ACL was the event that I had gone through, and then it was all about how I responded to that and I'm a firm believer that that will dictate your outcome in your life. So I knew that, right? It's like hitting that fork in the road. You can go either way. You can feel sorry for yourself and go down a dark path, or you could have the go down the opposite path, right? And have a positive outlook over the whole situation and stuff. And so I chose to go down that route, and I'm here today. So I mean, I'm thankful for it. I still got drafted, and I firmly believe I'm going to one of the best organizations in the NFL. So just super thankful for all of it, regardless of how unfortunate the injury was. I think it's just definitely a life lesson that I'll learn from for sure.
He is Andrew Vorhees. He's with us here on GCR. To the point, Andrew, that you got to control your circumstances. You turn around. That day, did you feel as badass on that bench as the rest of us felt in watching you perform on that bench? Did you like have, and again, dealing with all the disappointment, but did you have a sense of like how you like me now? Because it's one of the coolest, most ridiculous things I've ever seen. You walking out there on the crutches
Yeah.
and tossing them aside and saying, let's go do it.
Yeah, so I mean, I'll give you a little bit of a story about that whole day, actually. So I found out, so I tore my ACL on Sunday on the drills, and then the bench press was actually Monday morning, and I didn't find out officially that my ACL was torn until that Monday morning. So it was about probably 2 hours before I went and did the bench press. Long story short, I got the doctors to give me the okay to let me go and do the bench press. Took like a couple minutes to rationalize with them, saying I wasn't going to make my knee much worse or anything. So
Wow.
convinced them to let me go up on the stage, and then went and did it. But yeah, I think I was with all the offensive linemen, obviously, and when I got to the bench press, everyone was kind of like, "What's this guy doing? Like, why is he warming up?"
Right.
And then I told them like, "Yeah, I'm doing this. Like, I'm not going to not do it, right? Like, I was there to go do a job, and I wasn't going to be stopped, kind of mentality." So went up there and crutched up there and fell down on the bench. And there's this athletic trainer that was helping me out navigate with the crutches and all that. And I asked him to toss me a piece of chalk to chalk up my sweaty hands from the crutches, and went down and did 38 reps. So I was proud of that for sure, given the circumstances of everything. Not definitely not easy to bench press with a torn ACL with a walked out leg that you could barely put weight into the ground. So definitely was fighting an uphill battle, but I went out there and I performed, and I was proud of myself and what I was able to accomplish that day.
That was so cool. By the way, you're not going to not get Randy Jackson's autograph, obviously. I don't know if you're a Step Brothers fan, but I just all I could think of when you said that. What stands out to me, you're gonna have grandkids one day, right? And like your
Yeah,
grandkids are gonna be like, so I hear you were a football player, and I hear you were kind of a tough guy, and that's going to exist for forever. Like, yeah, you think you're tough? Watch what Granddad did once upon a time.
yeah,
Like that
and
that
no doubt that. Yeah,
Go
go ahead.
ahead. No, no, I was gonna let you go. I can't even imagine how cool. Like, I feel like I would probably watch that video every day if I had accomplished something like that.
Yeah. No, it's weird because in the moment you don't realize the impact things that will have, right? Like I don't know, it's just interesting perspective, right? But definitely, like once I got back from the combine and things kind of settled down, I kind of realized like, whoa, this actually made quite a bit of
Yeah,
and it made the news, right? Obviously, and just knowing that it will be a video that will just surface forever and stuff, and thinking about the legacy that I'll leave behind for my children and grandchildren, like you were saying, it's just such a cool thing. And I think the coolest thing though about the whole experience, right, was just all the kids that reached out to me who are going through significant knee injuries
it's cool.
as well, and just were reaching out and saying how much of an inspiration I was to them, and me having the opportunity to pour back into those kids and just tell them that everything's going to be okay and that we'd get through these injuries together and stuff. So super grateful for that, and realizing that it was just awesome, right?
That's awesome, man. That's so cool. That's a really, really cool thing. Andrew Vorhees with us here on GCR. Does it give you like an additional level? You were already an ass kicker, right? Like you were already a really good foot, but does it give you an additional level of motivation now? Like you're gonna have to play catch up a little bit with some of these other guys in this class. Does it give you an additional level of motivation having gone through this for I have to be able to hit the ground running the moment I am able to start playing football again?
Yeah, I mean, I fully believe that I'm going to be ready when that time comes, right? So just going to go through the rehab process and get as healthy as possible as soon as possible, and then in the meantime, right, I'll just be studying the playbook and just absorbing all the information I can at this new organization I'm going to be with. But yeah, no, definitely going to have to hit the ground running for sure. It's an uphill battle without a doubt, but I'm confident in myself and my abilities, and I know I'm going to have a good support staff around me to help out and encourage and all that throughout this whole process. So yeah, I'm going to be ready for sure when the
You
time comes.
you come in as you mentioned that you feel it's one of the best organizations in football, and we like hearing that, but it's certainly the history suggests that's the case as well. I know you would have been excited no matter what, but does it give you an additional level of this team believed in me? They traded back to make sure they had the chance of taking me. Does that like fortify maybe the faith and the feeling that you have about how you're starting your pro career a little bit more?
Absolutely. And I just think them taking the shot and believing in me, knowing that realistically I probably won't have as much playing time this year, if any, as you'd hope out of somebody you draft. So knowing that they do believe in me, right, gives me it's just it's again hard to describe, right? It's just like such a hard thing to put words to. But I mean, they believed in me, and that's all I need to know about them and their commitment to their program. So, uh, yeah, I mean, once I get healthy, I'm going to go prove them right, and make sure that they know that they made the right choice by trading back in and picking me in the seventh round.
You just said something there that was interesting to me because everybody else is definitively saying, well, there's no way he's going to be able to play in 2023. But what you just said, it sounded like you're still kind of leaving that door open a little bit. And I get that, right? That you're not going to doubt if there's any way that it's possible, you're going to drive yourself crazy in order to try to do it. It sounds like you're saying you haven't ruled out the idea that maybe you could go through a recovery and be ready to help before the season was over.
I mean, yeah, we'll see, right? You just never know with things, and just I've been doing so well with my recovery so far. I'm only about a month out of surgery, but yeah, definitely don't want to close any doors now. And I mean, if I didn't prove to the world I wasn't a competitor, right, with
Right.
going out and doing the bench press
Right.
after a torn ACL, right? I don't know what else would what other proof you need, right? So definitely not ruling anything out. It's early, and we got a long year, and anticipate, right, the Baltimore Ravens playing pretty late into the season. So definitely not going to rule anything out this early on, and we'll just take it right day by day and just get better.
So I happened yesterday to catch up with a coach you went up against. I was talking to David Shaw, who was at Stanford, and was
Hmm.
Caillou Blue Kelly's coach. And I just brought you up when I was talking to him, and he said, "Man, this guy is a people mover. Like you are getting someone who's going to knock people back. What you, in your words, when you're able to get on the football field and be healthy for the Baltimore Ravens, what will the Baltimore Ravens be getting in Andrew Vorhees?"
Yeah, I think just one word to describe it, just physicality, right? I think I do a great job, right, in the run game, especially. It's easier to display just my physicality. So I think that's definitely one of the most considerable traits that you need to have as an offensive lineman, right? If I'm saying it correctly. Um, but yeah, I mean, Coach Shaw and I had a lot of battles over the years when he was at Stanford and I was at
Yeah.
USC. A lot of good players he's coached, but yeah, definitely that was always a physical game with those guys. Um, given that we're both in the state of California, so it was like a little mini rivalry game, really, if you would, every year. So uh, yeah, but I think physical is just probably the trait I'd say, or the one word I'd say to describe what the Baltimore Ravens are getting when it comes time for me to go out there and put the uniform on and prove it.
All right. So as I was digging into your bio and trying to find some things about you, I don't know how this math works. Did you get married at like 18 years old? Is that did I read that right?
Yeah, I was 19. I got married in the
Wow.
spring of 2018. So
Phew.
yeah, my wife and I just celebrated our 5th year anniversary in
Congratulations.
March.
That's
Thank you.
awesome, man. Dude, like did anybody pull your side like, "Andrew, like she's great. We love her, but like are you sure you're really young?" Like did you have to go through any of that?
Yeah, definitely. And I
Yeah.
mean, just for sure. I mean, without a doubt, I had to go through all that. But one of the best decisions I made in my life, right?
That's awesome, man.
Wouldn't trade it for the world. So
That's awesome.
we're happily married, and she'll be out there with me in Baltimore. So we're excited to pick up our lives and move it from the West Coast all the way to the East Coast.
All right. Before I let you go, and I know you've been asked, but the idea of sharing an offense with Lamar Jackson, how does that sound to you?
Yeah, I mean that's incredible, right? Just think having him in the backfield just makes things a whole heck of a lot easier for you as an offensive lineman. Just how elusive and how good of an athlete he is, and a quarterback in general. So I'm super excited to get to know him and the rest of the team as well. But definitely is super exciting knowing that I'm going to play with Lamar Jackson.
That's awesome, man. Anything else we should know about Andrew Voorhees, the person? Like, when you're not playing football, when you're not, doing 38 reps on a bench, like what should we know about you? What would a Friday night look like in the spring in the normal world for Andrew Voorhees?
Yeah, I'm an avid foodie, so I'm excited
Awesome.
to get out to the East Coast
Okay,
and
are you a
see
seafood
what that diet's all about.
are you a seafood person?
Well, I like seafood. Yes.
Oh, dude, this is gonna go so well for you. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. We'll follow up after we talk. We're gonna get you to some places. We're gonna make sure
Okay.
that happens because this is
Yeah.
going to be and not to take nothing away from the West Coast. You are about to be in heaven, my friend. You are about
I know.
to experience. That's do you cook at all, or is it just you going out?
I do cook. Yeah, no, I like to cook, but I like to go out equally as much.
Awesome, man. Awesome. That's great stuff. Andrew Vorhees, of course, a Ravens 7th round pick out of USC at Andrew_Vorhees on Twitter is how you can follow him. And what about, are you on Instagram as well, Andrew?
Yeah, I think it's the same
Same.
username for Instagram as well.
Good deal. Andrew, congratulations, man. Very happy for you. I know it's got to be frustrating because it's almost like a hurry up and wait thing now at the moment.
Yeah.
But congratulations on hearing your name called. We can't wait to see what's coming for you. And best of luck as you continue in your recovery, all right?
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me on.